Hello everybody and welcome to EBA Sports, creating content for high-level athletes with advanced videography. Make sure that you like and subscribe to EBA Sports. My name is Ryan Ketchum, the host. We're currently here at Athletic Gains, the premier gym where they train elite athletes to be able to fulfill their highest potential. Currently right here, we're with Oaks Christian quarterback JAMESON Wang. He's an Air Force commit. Thanks for joining us on the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely. So how has it kind of been this season? You were able to transfer over to Oaks Christian. You're able to put together a pretty good season, obviously, maybe not the record that you would have liked, but you're able to get your commitment in. How has the whole process been?
Oh, it's a great process, especially coming from a small school going to a bigger football school. Just the platform that Oaks is on compared to where I came from, Harvard-Westlake, it was a great situation for me to go into. I was able to compete, get the starting job, and then fulfill my high school senior year by playing at the highest level at Division I. So it was a good season. We wish we finished better, but it was really fun playing with those guys.
Mm-hmm. You were still able to make first team all county, upper divisions. You were able to make a lot of all-star teams, All-American as well. So you were able to kind of get up to that level, obviously with the preseason camps that you were with too. How has those kind of helped so that you could be able to get up to this level?
Yeah, no, those camps definitely help a lot. They put you on a platform again. It's the best of the best competing with each other. And coming to Oaks, it just, for me, it was a place for me to say, like, I could play at this level. A lot of people didn't think I could play at this level. If you read articles, like when I transferred in, they didn't think I could do it. But I always believe in myself. I have a strong confidence, and that's what really motivated me to compete at that high level.
And blocking those peripherals
Exactly.
of the haters, I guess you could say, making sure that you're just kind of focusing on the prize. So with having the added pressure of kind of maybe proving people wrong, going to Oaks Christian, being able to play at that high level, how are you able to kind of stay focused on that and be able to make sure you're able to play at the highest level and be able to bring your team to the best record possible?
It definitely started in the spring. I feel like I worked my hardest in the spring. Coming in here that second semester, I just worked. I put my head down and worked. I didn't listen to really anyone else. I just kept working on my grind, working on me, and just wanting to put my body in the best positions come fall where I can perform at the highest level. And I think I did that very well. I started going out less. I started just putting my head down, just grinding every weekend, and I think it paid off. It was definitely a sacrifice for me and my family, and I just had to get that done.
And you said you're going out less, so you're changing your routine a little bit. What's kind of one piece of advice that you would maybe give your younger self or somebody at a younger age to be able to get up to that level of things that you might have to cut out or things you might have to focus on to be able to get at this level?
The advice that I'd give, like I've talked to the kids, like a lot of Asian kids DM me for advice for football because they don't normally see Asian quarterbacks or Asian kids playing college football or going to play college football, and they always DM me like, how can I get these offers, how can I do this? I always tell them, you just gotta keep working. For me, what I didn't do well as an early freshman, sophomore was I didn't keep working. I was satisfied where I was and I didn't try and get better, but coming in this senior year, I knew I had to get better. I couldn't stay the same. So my thing was always just keep working, get 1% better every day, and that will translate a long way. It might not necessarily get you the offers you want, but it will get you offers if you just keep working your butt off. And that's what I tell those kids every day.
And what did you specifically focus on to be able to get better and get that 1% better every day?
It changed every day, whether it's throwing mechanics, whether it's running hills, getting my conditioning, endurance, speed up, whether it's lifting, getting stronger, because all that translates on the field, and it just makes it easier come fall when you need to play. It just makes it all easier.
And how important is that strength? We hear a lot of guys talk about that where, maybe on the line you need to be strong, but we see that these guys, no matter what position they are, they want to get bigger, they want to be able to get stronger. How big of an advantage is it to actually add on a couple more pounds of muscle?
Oh, big time, especially at the quarterback position. For me, it was different because I was playing against probably like 250, 275 pound linemen, but now you come over here, you're playing against 300-pound linemen. So that weight actually adds up, and it's harder for them to tackle you if you're a little bigger, a little thicker. a little more velocity in my throw. I think I developed gaining that weight, and it really paid off.
And it looks like it did pay off, especially with the season that you were able to put together. So from going kind of the start of your senior year where people were kind of calling you out saying that you couldn't play at this level to now, have you kind of seen your game develop in just this 1 year to be able to get to this level?
Well, when the game definitely picked up. The speed of the game picked up coming from D5 to D1. You have guys making plays that they're going to be playing on Saturday nights, like or Sunday mornings, like Justin Flo, for example. We played Upland the first week of the playoffs. He made plays that you don't see at the high school level, really. It's rare to see. And just playing against that type of talent, going into my next year at Air Force, I know I've played against things that a lot of people haven't seen before, so I think that's a big advantage for me.
And obviously with being here at Ventura County, kind of in this community, we see a lot of big time talent come from this area. So when you kind of got accustomed to it and got into Oaks Christian and seeing what the Marmonte League was truly about, did it kind of give you another appreciation of how highly skilled these guys are and of how high talent they are, and how did you kind of change yourself to become that level and survive there, basically?
Yeah, no, Marmonte League is tough. Calabasas, especially this year. Westlake is always a team. They're hard-hitting guys. No, it's a lot of talent in this area, and it just makes you appreciate what Ventura County has to offer football-wise. I don't think a lot of people really appreciate or look at Ventura County football, but it's big-time football.
And I know that you've gone through some injuries with the MCL as well, trying to work your way back. How has it been kind of overcoming injuries, and what would you say is the most important thing that you had to focus on to get up and be able to still be a starting quarterback?
Yeah, no, the MCL was interesting. I thought I could play through it because I had a grade 2 sprain on my MCL, my left MCL, and I had to sit out the Alamany game, and the Alamany game was our Fox Sports. That's the game of the week. And I was trying to push to. I was asking the doctor every night, let me play, and I didn't get cleared to play, and we got blown out. But I really wanted. That was a game I really wanted to play in, so I just had to come back. I came back the week after. I had to wear this big brace on my knee, and it was actually pretty interesting because I've never really played with a brace, and it limited a few movements. I didn't feel comfortable as much as running the ball as I would, so I had to really focus on getting the ball out of my hands. And eventually, down the road by Westlake Upland, I felt free. I was wearing the brace, but I was free with it. I was running around.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a process. Weeks of rehab after school, and then on top of that, then going to practice after that. You don't think about your MCL as much, and then when you finally tear, it's wow, I can't really play, I can't really move. But
right.
No, injuries are tough, but it's something you gotta persevere through. Everyone gets them during the season. You just gotta keep playing through it. Be tough.
And you mentioned about you're not really thinking about your MCL when you don't injure it, but then once you injure it, you start thinking about, hey, maybe if I do this wrong, then I'll be able to kind of end up in that same position. So what did you have to do to kind of overcome that and make sure that hey, my knee is strong, my knee is able to still go through getting sacked, getting tackled? What was kind of getting past that mental side?
Well, the thing about coming back early was they were scared that it wasn't stable enough and I was going to tear my ACL. So the thing I had to do, I just had to keep getting it stronger, rehab and lifting, just to get it stronger so that I could trust it during the game.
And now with your commitment, obviously going through that process, getting scouted by some teams, knowing that some of these colleges want you to play for them. What was kind of going through your decision with Air Force, and why was it so special for you to go there?
It's very special to even be looked at by a military academy. That's first off, and second of all, with the offers I did have, that was big time football. It's Mountain West. Mountain West is a legit conference. I think Mountain West went. They had a positive record against Pac-12 schools last year, so it's big time football. And the second part is life after football. The academy set you up really well, not financially first of all, And then academically, you're still getting an Ivy League education as well. So a lot of pros go into Air Force, and they just made me feel at home when I was there. They recruited me really hard, and the guys there are really great too. So it was just a good fit for me.
Like you said, making you feel like you're at home, obviously home with family atmosphere. Why is it important to be able to feel that in a place where you're going to go to be able to play football for? Obviously, it's not just with that football side for you, but how important is that kind of that family atmosphere and knowing you can trust them?
No, it's definitely important because I'm first time leaving home. I've never been really away from home, and you just want to be at a place where you feel safe and well loved. And when I was at Air Force, I really felt that. And the guys around me, like their recruiting class coming in, we've already bonded, and it's gonna be a journey, like with the boot camp and stuff before football, and like they're gonna try and break you down, but we got each other's backs, and I think it's gonna be a special class coming in this year.
Well, I mean, I think if you go through boot camp, you'll be able to handle Hell Week or be able to handle any football in the future. So I know we're speaking off camera with life after football and then having an interest in coaching. Can you talk a little bit about that and why coaching is so important to you of mentoring younger ones in football?
Yeah, no, definitely. First of all, the game of football has given me so much, and the way I see myself giving back is by coaching. But it's not just that. I love the game of football. I want it to be in my life after I'm done playing. So the best way to do that is for me to coach, I think, and my passion is football, and I just want to have that be part of my life for the rest of my life. And I feel like my IQ, my football IQ, and my knowledge of the game can really take me to that level and then pass it back down to younger kids.
You can talk a lot about your IQ and also about academics. I know you have over a 3.5 GPA. What I found was a 3.6 for you. How important is academics for you, and why are you so kind of focused on that aspect of it?
Yeah, no, my family has always preached academics first for me. Going to Harvard-Westlake was actually very strong. It was very tough academically. It was very rigorous, and just having that experience going into college, most of my friends who went to Harvard-Westlake, they're like, college is way easier than high school. And that just amazes me because you would think that college is harder, but going to schools like Harvard-Westlake, like Oaks, with great academic teachers, and it really emphasizes the importance of academics, and it just really prepares you for the next level of college. I feel like I could do just fine now.
And it prepares you for life after football as well, as you mean with coaching. And obviously with football you may not use too much of that academic side in there, but there's a life without it as well. So that's definitely a good point. But I was wondering, you were speaking about family a lot, in that family atmosphere, and can you speak a little bit about your family? I know you took some trips. You took a trip to France, United Kingdom, Costa Rica as well, amongst others. So how is it kind of bonding with your family outside, and how is it kind of traveling around for you?
No, definitely. So my father, he was actually born in Taiwan, and he immigrated to the States when he was 5. My mom's from Southern Oregon, and our big thing is family. Like you said, the summer trips that we try to do one a year, and we just go to different places of the world and just be with each other for like a week, 2 weeks, and it's just good bonding. We cherish these times right now because it's probably not going to last too much longer after this. So we cherish these times, and we just make the most out of those trips. So.
Exactly, you got to make the most out of it. And during this, the pandemic that we were having with COVID-19, with kind of needing to stay inside a little bit more, was that a time where you got to bond even closer to your family and make sure that you have those core few more months before you go off to college?
Yeah, most definitely. We looked at it as a time for just us to have more time together before I leave. If the pandemic didn't hit, we probably wouldn't have had much time together, I would say. But since we were able to quarantine together, we had a lot of time, a lot of family time, and that's probably good for us.
Definitely in training, obviously that's necessary even during this time, but I know you also have basketball experience as
Yeah.
well, and you played basketball over at Harvard-Westlake too. So how important do you think it is, at least from a training aspect, to maybe implement a dual sport in there, or making sure that you don't just train football, you're able to get training for other body parts in other sports?
Well, luckily for me, the triple option at Air Force has a lot to do with basketball. It's a lot of basketball movements, and I'm glad I've played basketball my whole life, because now it's going to translate easier for me as a quarterback at Air Force. So I feel like it's always good playing 2 sports, maybe 3 sports. It's just good to playing one sport too long. I don't think is good for the body, but exercising, like doing different movements and stuff with basketball helps me stay in shape. Like it gives me just better agility. So playing both sports, it really has helped me. I feel like both basketball and football. Basketball really helped me with my football. Football really helped me with my basketball. So it's a good mix.
And you see both those sports correlating very well. You see basically every tight end in the NFL played basketball throughout high school, but also with soccer. Can you talk a little bit about your sweatshirt and kind of what you like about that sport as well?
So when we were in Europe, we went to Barcelona, and I just saw the soccer culture in Spain. You see these bigger than football stadiums here in the U.S.
They're huge.
The soccer stadiums are huge, and it's such a big sport there, and the culture is just amazing. And we were walking around the stadium, and it just shocks you, oh, Messi plays, and you look up to Messi, right? And I got the sweatshirt. I like the sweatshirt a lot, but also it was my what is it called? It was my souvenir from Spain, because it's a big soccer city, and it's just cool to see the soccer culture there. So I've never played really, but I like to watch World Cup. I'm watching every game. So
there we go, eyes glued to the TV there. Well, with obviously you being in this position, what's one more thing you like to be able to tell any young folks watching this about trying to get up to that level, if maybe they don't have any offers yet, or maybe they're still in a developmental stage where they don't know even where they're going to go to high school and what sport they want to play? But what's one thing that you could be able to give them, a piece of advice to continue on that athletic journey and be able to reach their goals?
No, the one thing I would say is just enjoy the process, love the process. It's not just loving the game of football, it's loving the game. Loving the process that takes you to be great. Loving the early morning workouts, loving the conditioning, loving the weight room. Obviously, you're not going to like it then, but you're going to love it when you get to the top or when you make it. That was my thing. I'm just starting to notice that now, that you have to love what you do in order to love what you do on the field. For me, practicing, those long practices, you're going to hate them then, but you got to love it in order to be great and play at the next level. So that's my advice. Obviously, keep working. Working gets you there. A lot of people, it's cliche, just work hard, but it really does get you there. And then loving the process, that gets you there too as well. So.
Definitely loving the grind, loving what you do. Heard it here first. Quarterback JAMESON Wang. He is an Air Force commit, former Oaks Christian quarterback after this last season. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Once again, I'm your host, Ryan Ketchum. For EBA Sports, make sure that you like and subscribe and tune into all of our interviews, especially a warm thank you to our director and producer, John Aguero, as well, for putting this together. But once again, EBA Sports, make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more exclusive interviews. Thank you.